Alright everyone, so this is kind of showing what I feed my dogs in the morning along with their supplements. Like I said in the previous video, I give most of my supplements in the morning. No real reason for it except it's just my personal preference. There's some noises in the background. It's Josh cooking breakfast. He may even make a cameo appearance.
Maybe.
Alright, so we're going to start off with we're going to give them some sweet potato. And like I said, when I first started doing this, I measured everything on my scale, but now I kind of have an eye for, you know, how much each dog is getting. There's not much sweet potato left, so I need to make some more or a different carb source. I also use, you see I got bags of sweet potatoes back here to cook, and I also have chickpeas, and this bag has some brown rice that I can cook up if I want. So this brown bowl is Nargles, the green bowl is Try, and this metal bowl is Starters. And she's got a little bit of Honest Kitchen in here cooking. This is Honest Kitchen, it's just a dehydrated because she's getting mostly Honest Kitchen and kibble. And I just add some fresh toppers to hers. So we're going to give the sweet potato to Nargles. Now there's not as much sweet potatoes I need to make their full serving, so they're not getting as much today. And today I'll cook up some more sweet potato or chickpeas or whatever I decide to do. And they'll have more for tonight. Alright, next is going to be their vegetables. And this is that veggie mix. So we're going to give them like a tablespoon of veggies. Starter's going to get a little tablespoon as well. And we're going to start, we'll actually go with the yogurt here. I don't have my other spoon. Okay. So yogurt, Nargles gets like a pretty good tablespoon of it. Try gets a normal tablespoon. Starter gets a normal tablespoon. I give Nargles a little bit extra because she does better when she has more yogurt. It soothes her belly. Next is, this is a grind from my butcher. And it's got meat and it's got ground bones in it. And this is turkey. So we're going to give a portion of that to Nargles, and then Try, and there's just this little bit left, and I'll save that for tonight, and they'll get some of that. I'll split that in half for each of them, and then I guess I can give a little bit of it to Starter too, but we'll split half of that between them, and then I'll also have some more meat defrosted, or they'll get a hard-boiled egg or something to make up for the missing amount. This morning, usually about every other day, I give them a little bit of liver, about 1/4 ounce, and I have it all pre-sliced in here. So each dog is going to get their little bit of liver this morning. And like I said, I do that about every other day. So this is their little hunk of liver that they get. Starter doesn't get any because I don't want to give her too much vitamin A and D, and she's already on commercial food, and so that already has more than enough. They're also going to get today, usually once a week, I try to feed them some tripe. So this is some canned tripe. They're all going to get a tablespoon of. And Starter also get a tablespoon. Early this morning, Nargles was having a little bit of an upset tummy. When it starts to get empty, if I feed her too early in the evening, or if we stay up too late, anything like that, then her tummy starts rumbling. So I gave her a little bit of a banana early this morning, so that's why I have this little half a banana. So I'm going to give Nargles a little piece, and Try, and Starter. Can all have a piece of banana. Alright, so now Starter's going to get her kibble, which I have a brand new bag of Nature's Logic up there that we got yesterday. So I'm going to feed off the rest of this. Alright. So that is all of their main food. So now we're going to start into their supplements. During the winter, I usually feed, I will always feed a joint supplement. But during the winter, I'm not trialing as much. I usually give Springtime's Joint Health. They're just little tabs. And Try and Nargles each get one of those. Just to make sure they're still getting a joint supplement. But I don't give them the real strong one, which is this K9 Power Joint Strong. I really, really like this, and I give it to them during the heavy trialing season. I've seen a huge improvement in Try when I started giving this, and so I saved this for during her trialing season, which will usually start up around April. Next thing I'm going to give is a little bit of coconut oil, and they only just get a little bit, so I just kind of take my finger and just kind of put it on my fingernail and just pull out a tiny little bit. Like I said, I don't give them huge bunches of it. So they get their little bit of coconut oil. Starter will get a little bit as well. And this lasts forever. You know, you see how much I'm giving, and this jar will last forever. And I take it with me to trials, and a lot of times in the afternoons I give my dogs like little snacks. I'll give them a little bit of coconut oil as a little bit of a snack along with their treat or whatever, and they love coconut oil. Okay, so next, I alternate between giving salmon oil and Nature's Logic sells a Atlantic sardine oil. So I usually switch every other day. Excuse me, one day they'll get salmon oil and the next day they'll get sardine oil. So today is a salmon oil day. So they each get a full pump. Starter gets a half a pump. And then in the evening, Try will also get a half a pump of salmon oil, or Try will also get a half a pump of salmon oil as well. She gets a little bit extra because of her heart stuff. So now I'm going to give them, this is vitamin C, 500 milligrams. Nargles and Try each get one of those. And Nargles and Try each get a B50 complex in their food. Once again, Starter doesn't get a lot of this because she is on commercial food, so she's getting everything she needs. The stuff I'm putting in with her is just a little bit of topper just to go with it, but she should be getting all her vitamins and minerals from the Honest Kitchen and the Nature's Logic, so I don't want to add anything extra. I give the B50, it's a water-soluble vitamin, so they excrete it through their urine, so I make sure they get extra of it in their food so that they're maintaining their supply, and I'm not, depending on what their meals are that day, I want to make sure that I'm supplementing that B50 so that they're not losing it. If they're not getting the right, veggies and everything like that in their food that supply the B vitamins. All right, so then they're going to get vitamin E. These little capsules are vitamin E 200, so they're 200 IUs. I want to give my dogs 100 IUs a day. So because this is a 200, I usually give them their vitamin E. Their vitamin E every other day. When feeding salmon oils, things like that, you want to make sure and give the vitamin E because it keeps the salmon oil from going rancid. So whenever you're feeding any kind of oil, always make sure and give a vitamin E. And I also give them vitamin C as well. So those are kind of my three. If I'm feeding one of those three, I usually feed the other two as well. When I'm talking to people about what kind of supplements, those are kind of my three main ones: is oil, C, and vitamin E. The next thing we're going to do is their probiotics and enzymes. These are digestive enzymes. I got this pretty much for Nargles, but I give it to everybody. So this is a half a tablespoon, or half a teaspoon, excuse me. So they each get a half a teaspoon, and Starter gets it as well. And that's their digestive enzymes. And then this is their probiotics. Nargles gets her little half a teaspoon, and Try, and Starter. Usually, depending on what I feed, I also give this herbal multivitamin. Because I fed liver and I've got it's pretty balanced as far as my veggies, my carbs, the liver, the meat, the bone. I don't feel the need to give my herbal multivitamin today because I don't want to give them too much vitamin A and D, which is in the liver. So I'm not going to give this today. Now, if I wasn't feeding any liver, then they would get a half a tablespoon in the morning, and then they get a half a tablespoon at night. But where I am feeding the liver, or if I wasn't feeding liver and I want to supplement them with some cod liver oil, then I also wouldn't give them the multivitamin in the morning either, because this supplies their vitamin A and D. The next thing we're going to do is the COQ10. I was just giving this to try for her heart issues, but I started giving it to Nargles as well because it's a really good supplement. It's good for their heart. Good. I think all agility dogs should be on COQ10. And I'll probably end up writing up a little blog post about it here in this next week or so because it is a fabulous supplement. And I really think if you're competing in agility, your dog should be on COQ10. I don't know if my dog. I personally think Tri showed a huge supplement or huge improvement after being fed the COQ10 supplement. But I think she did. So I think I started putting Nargles on it just because I wanted her to have it as well. But it originally started with just Tri getting it for her heart. So I think, last one. So the last thing I give, this is called APF, Advanced Protection Formula. If you Google it, they've got a really nice website. It's from Auburn Laboratories. It's an herbal supplement. I gave it to both Nargles and Tri this summer during their trialing season. They have kind of a general one, and then they have a professional one. I think it's APF Pro is what it's called, and it's a little bit stronger. It's got a few more herbs in it. I love this stuff. I got the normal one. This is the regular one for the off season to give to them just when they're not trialing, not doing anything real heavy, and then I'll get the professional one when I start into the trialing season. It helps with rebuilding their muscles. It helps with endurance, strength, stamina. I really, really like it. So Nargles and Tri both get, this is like half a dropper or so. They each get about half a dropper of it, and that is once a day that they get this. And like I said, this is the general one that they get during the off season. And then when I start trialing around April, somewhere in there, when I start trialing heavier, then I will go ahead and move them up to the APF Pro stuff. I highly recommend going and taking a look at it on the website. I really like it. I think it's really good stuff. Good herbal support. So I like it a lot. Like I talked about in the previous blog articles, I do change their meat sources, their carbs, their veggies. Today just happens to be turkey, sweet potato, but where I'm almost out of turkey, I'll probably start feeding beef tomorrow, so it'll probably be beef and chickpeas for a few days. Once I get that all defrosted and get the chickpeas cooked up. And then it could be, because Nargles can't have a lot of chicken, I might feed, because I have chicken in the freezer, so I might feed Tri some chicken, and Nargles can have sardine or beef or whatever, and brown rice. So I do alternate their meat and their carb all the time, as well as what kind of veggies they're getting. Maybe they're going to get carrots and green beans, and then maybe they're going to get peas and squash. I just kind of alternate all their different stuff. I do, like I said, I do try to feed some Tripe once a day, and my dogs get yogurt and cottage cheese. Yogurt in the morning, cottage cheese in the evening. That started for Nargles, but now they all get their yogurt and cottage cheese. But other than that, I really try to rotate everything so they're getting a wide variety of different protein sources and a wide variety of different carb sources as well as vegetables. Like I said, I'm probably going to start writing some articles. We'll talk about supplements, COQ10. I'll talk some more about that APF stuff. Other than that, I think that's it. Thank you.